inaugural World Snow Sculpting event! This is such a pinch me moment. I can hardly stand. This has been 2 years in the making. And I was reflecting just for a hot second before I got up here. And I thought about how it started. Where is Mr. Teddy Kozlowski? Stand up, sir. Teddy! All right. So, painting a picture, COVID 2020, we're all shut down. We sad. Things are going a little rough. And he gets together all the business owners and he says, hey, you guys, you need to figure out how to make sure we don't die downtown. And we're like, no problem. We're going to be just fine. And all these people decide to step up. Because when Ted says you should do something, you just say, okay, sir, we'll get it done. Like there were people that decided, let's have some fire pits, right? And I think that would be really cool. Let's have some fire pits and people will want to gather around the fire pits and stay warm. I thought, that's a pretty good idea. That was Corey Bittner. Where is he? Corey? Keeping us warm. There you are. And it wasn't an easy job because his staff had to keep the fire warm all the time, right? Yeah, it was a tough job. Yeah, and then Paul Larson. Where are you, Paul Larson? There he is. Okay. He's like, no worries. I'm going to make Chestnut Plaza sing and the lights will dance and it's going to be magical. And we're like, thanks, Paul. That was awesome. Then Mike Polina. Where are you, Mike Polina? Okay, so Mike's like, I will put in a tree so big that New York's going to wish they were us, yes? And he did that. And then Dave Junker. Where are you, Dave? And if I did this all night, it would go a really long time. But Dave Junker asked every single owner of a building downtown, can we put lights along your building? And they said, did they say yes? Every darn one of them said yes. So that was the start. And so I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get something. And so I started calling people like ice skating and international ice sculpting and what do you do in the winter? Hockey. And then I got a hold of Fred. Where's my man, Fred? Yes, sir. And I said, what if we took the international snow sculpting? And he was like, no. That's not going to work out for you. But he said, but I've always really wanted to do a world. And I thought that would be super exciting and Stillwater can do it. However, I can't, but I know someone who could. And the Chamber of Commerce was like, I said it to Robin, and Robin was like, yeah, we can do it. And then, yeah, give her a round of applause. And then I'm guessing she's like, hey, Lindsay, you think you're in? And Lindsay's like, yeah. And Stacy, she asked you. And Stacy probably said, yeah. And Laura's not here, so we assume she said, yeah. And so those 4 women do the job of 20. And they said yes. And that's amazing in and of itself. But then the city of Stillwater, if you're here, just wave. City of Stillwater, you're a councilman. Raise your hand, okay. You can't. You can't do something on a chamber level unless you have the city buy-in. And there's so many pieces to this puzzle, but that's kind of how everything got started. And then I got to meet the Winter Fun people. Okay, Melinda. Melinda's a part of that team with Fred. Mikey, where are you? Mikey, Danny Boy. I mean, they were stomping snow. Yeah, you should clap. We should clap for you. They're called Winter Fun for a reason. And when Fred invited me to see what Lake Geneva did, I was super enthusiastic. And then I met a sculptor. If you're a sculptor here tonight, raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to just tell you how I fell in love with my first sculptor. Fred introduced me to him, and he made no bones about it. We're just having a conversation. He had an icicle from nose to stash to beard and then 2 inches below. And he did not even act like it mattered. We talked for 10 minutes, schnosticle just hanging, and he was so happy, and I'm like, this needs to come to Stillwater. Do you guys feel me? It's happened to you. It's happened to the best of us. So I am so grateful to Winter Fun for you guys bringing this competition here, and even more so to the chamber and to the city for making it happen. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Robin, who is the core of this.
Thank you, Miss Sarah Jesperson. Let's give that beauty a round of applause. She is the best partner ever. Okay, so we can't do this alone. The Chamber has been so appreciative of all of our sponsors. They are in your books. If you are a sponsor, please stand up. I know you're there. There's a lot of you. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, this was such a, I've done a lot of events. I've never done anything to this scale. I am, my heart is warm. I'm extremely tired, but we are persevering. I can sleep on Monday, right? Okay, all right. If you were on the steering committee, please stand up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So appreciated again from the bottom of my heart. These folks came together for 6 months, once or twice a month. We met, there were task force throughout. The logistics of putting on an event like this is amazing and it's crazy, and we did not know what we did not know, and we're finding that out, but we are moving along. All right, I just want to mention a little bit about the snow. We can't do this event without our sponsors, thank you. Without the city, thank you. Without the steering committee, thank you. And we cannot do it without snow. Let me tell you about the collaboration we had throughout this process. We brought in snow from Afton Alps, from the city. Afton made snow on site. Green Acres, where are you guys? Yep, right over there. We got a couple Vulcans in the room. Look out, ladies. The Vulcans are in the room. We have a Market and Johnson. James, your team, absolutely amazing. Mid-State Landscaping, where are you guys? There they are. Oh my gosh. We have A-Star Concrete. Maybe not here. They were awesome. MJ Rally Trucking in the house. Envision Services in the house. And Winter Fun USA. It's amazing the things that I've learned about snow. I never thought I'd care about snow. And now I really care about snow. So just thank you for being here. And now, one hot second, she says. One hot second. Oh, I'm going to switch it over to her.
Yep. We're super well planned out, so this is just a blip. Red, we have an amazing singer that's going to sing the national anthem. So if you could rise and join us for the national anthem. Red is going to sing for us. And once she has completed the national anthem, we're going to take 20 minutes to eat, drink, and be merry before our program starts. So without further ado, Red.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the you're still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
My name is Greg Sainsbury. I am very excited and fortunate to be your MC tonight. I've lived in the Stillwater area with my wife, Amy. She's right here. She's super cute. That was my daughter who sang the anthem. She's pretty amazing. Yep. And then I have a son who's playing basketball right now. He's pretty amazing too. So we've been in this area for 8.5 years now. And it might sound trite, but it's true. I visited here as a kid, and I visited here as a young adult. And I said, that's where I want to live. I want to live in Stillwater. I really want to be a part of that community. If you take a good look around, it's not hard to see why. Well, it took me 39 years, but I got here. So I know I just aged myself, and I'm cool with that. I'm 47, and I feel great. I'm not going to tell you, my wife's a lot younger than me, so just let's leave it at that. So, someone asked me today, what are your credentials? What makes you a good person to be the MC? And I said, I have one credential. I know Sarah Jesperson. And around here, that's the only credential you need. And I'm not kidding. So I went to Sarah when I heard about this event, and I said, I want to be involved somehow. I don't really care how. I didn't know it was going to be in this way, but I said, I want to be involved. And so here I am. But I told my friends and family about it, and their first question was, why would you want to be involved with something like that? My response was, here is a few internet links. Why don't you read about it, read about the sculptors, read about their tradition, read about the whole thing, and then get back to me. And they did. And my immediate family and all my friends said the same thing. We have a new question. Why wouldn't you want to be involved in that event? And I said, I don't know. I don't have a reason. And then, last night, at the event, where is it, right here? I'm all geographically at the Lumberjack down here. I think I came up with a reason why I might regret this. So I mentioned my wife is here. She kind of already knew, but now she's seeing just how much a very small group of people can accomplish during a global pandemic in a matter of weeks. And that's awesome. The problem is I don't think she's going to be very forgiving anymore when I forget to vacuum the stairs. I can already hear it. Well, Greg, it seems like a couple dozen people brought a world championship to Stillwater, Minnesota in a global pandemic, and you didn't have time to fold the towels today? I'll say, well, I guess I was tired. I don't know. So the genie's out of the bottle on that one, unfortunately. But I'm seriously really, really excited to be here. And I'm so glad that Sarah and Robin talked about all the sponsors and the steering committee and the chamber and the volunteers and Winter Fun and everybody that contributed. And that's awesome. But there's really two ingredients here that make this worth doing. The first are the sculpting teams. That's the number one ingredient. And speaking of a global pandemic, we have 4 international teams here in impossible logistics and impossible expense in a global pandemic. So I want to give it up to the international teams that are here. We have 5 teams here from the good old USA, and they're all from Minnesota and Wisconsin. So you talk about a local and world flavor all in one spot. This is as good as it gets. So thank you to the locals, too. The other ingredient, I'm really glad that Robin went so far down that road because the snow. My goodness, the snow. We don't have enough, nor is it high enough quality, snow in Minnesota to have a snow sculpting competition. Who knew? I did not know that. I really didn't. I'm flabbergasted. And so, for me, now we actually live in Lake Elmo. I think our property line hit, like, if I jump over my yard, I'm in Stillwater. So I call myself a Stillwater person, Stillwater School, Stillwater community, but we live in Lake Elmo. That is the same city that Green Acres is in. And I know we already recognize everybody that helped with the snow, but Robin, Sarah, sorry, off script here. My family has been to Green Acres, I don't know, snow tubing, Amy, 100 times with our kids and their friends. Man, I love that place. It's right in our backyard. And so our Rich and Beth here from Green Acres, you guys, yeah, if you don't want to stand up, you don't have to, but just wave. Yes, thank you. Nobody did more to get the snow here the way we need it than they did. And we've never met, but thank you for having a place for my kids to have fun and for making this possible. So, with that, I think it's time we meet some state dignitaries. What do you guys think? We have a couple of them today. I want to scroll through my comments about the snow. So, the two state dignitaries, we have the Honorable Senator Karen Housley, who is sick tonight. She's doing fine based on what I'm told. But luckily, in her absence, we have Angelique McDonald to help the other dignitary, which is the Honorable Representative Shelley Christensen, deliver a Minnesota welcome to our teams. So Angelique and Shelley, can you come up? By the way, I'm sorry you have to look at me and to picture me. I'm going to get rid of that now.
I'm a wee bit shorter than you are. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angelique McDonald, and I'm happy to be here on behalf of Senator Karen Housley, who is unfortunately unable to attend tonight's event. But I'd like to say a few words on behalf of her. I'm honored to be joining you on behalf of this inaugural World Snow Sculpting Championship, and I'm excited to see this special event being held right here in historic Stillwater, Minnesota. The Greater Stillwater Chamber of Commerce has partnered with the City of Stillwater to host this inaugural competition that will welcome teams and artists from around the world as they create amazing snow sculptures. Not only is this event special for the teams competing, it is exceptionally notable for the entire community of Stillwater. Snow sculpting has been a time-honored tradition here in Minnesota, and every year people flock to cities throughout the state to witness castles, mazes, and so much more. It is so wonderful to see this tradition come to Stillwater in the form of a world championship. This event is truly the pinnacle of snow art, and our community is lucky to welcome it to our streets and hearts for this inaugural year. I hope that all of the visitors enjoy all of the amazing events and activities that this has to offer, and I wish the teams, participants, and judges the best of luck. Thank you.
Hello, all. So many things have been done tonight, so I'm going to let that go with you. And I just know these things don't happen by accident, so thank you to all the planners that planned this tonight. I would like to thank the Water Street Inn folks for breaking bread with us tonight at their table, so thank you so much for having us join you. I'm Shelley Christensen. I'm a local. I'm born and raised in the area, raised in Marine St. Croix, Stillwater graduate many years ago. And I'm so proud of this town and what we're doing with our town. I'm going to share with you a few things that you may not know about Minnesota. Okay, we'll hear more about Stillwater, and that's great, but things you may not know about Minnesota. So those of you that are here from near and far, these are things maybe you didn't know before you traveled to our great North Star state. We have 69,200 miles of rivers and streams. We produce more turkeys each year than there are people in California. We're home to 3 million cows. The Mall of America is large enough to hold 32 747 airplanes. We harvest 18,900,000 fish each year. We're number one in professional hockey player production. One person created the world's largest ball of twine in our great state. We have more shoreline than Hawaii, California, and Florida combined. We are the birthplace of the pop-up toaster, Wheaties, cereal, water skis, rollerblades, and the Snicker bar. And like I said earlier, our nickname is the Star of the North, and we certainly are the Star of the North. So thank you, everyone who came to join us in Stillwater and in our great state of Minnesota. Welcome.
Thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Representative Christensen. You know, I'm not even 6 feet tall. I'm kind of liking having to move the microphone up. I feel tall for once. By the way, the largest ball of twine is in Darwin, Minnesota, right by my hometown of Hutchinson. And I know what you're thinking. There's a bigger one in Iowa. And there is, but it's not continuous. It's not continuous. It doesn't count. The biggest one is in Darwin, Minnesota. You can look it up. So I'm glad we talked about that. I was hoping we could talk about that today, so here we go. Well, how about now a local dignitary? So the man I'm going to introduce next is known as a super, super fun man about town. And when he's not patrolling and cruising and ruling over the St. Croix River on his boat, he sometimes clocks in as the mayor of Stillwater. So please welcome Ted Kozlowski.
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are we doing? I brought a couple notes just in case, but good evening. I'm Ted Kozlowski, and I'm very honored to be here tonight as the mayor of Stillwater to welcome you all here for the first annual World Championship Snow Sculpting event. I've always loved showing off our town. Even when I was a little kid, I would give tourists, if I liked them, I would point them in the right direction to go see the cool sights. And if I didn't like them, I would try and send them back to Highway 36. But I grew up downtown, and I love showing off this city. Sometimes for some people, maybe a little too much, but I couldn't be more proud to have a truly international competition come to Stillwater. It's really easy to see the natural beauty of Stillwater, the St. Croix River, the historic homes, the vibrant Main Street. You know, that's easy to behold, but what truly makes the spot magical and what I love about Stillwater, it's the people here. It's all of you in this room. So give yourselves a round of applause. We have a lot of character. Everybody talks about the character we have in Stillwater. And I always like to say, yeah, there's a lot of character, but we really have a lot of characters as well. And that's what truly makes this place great. I mean, it really is. The community here and how we work together to make these things happen is remarkable. One of my favorite things that keeps happening is other mayors across the state of Minnesota, they'll call me kind of upset. And they're like, I'm so sick of seeing Stillwater in the news, in the paper. Every time I turn on Channel 5 or open up the Pioneer Press, it's Stillwater's so cool, Stillwater's doing this, Stillwater's doing that, and nothing makes me happier. So thank you to all of you that have volunteered. Thank you, Shelly Christensen, for your words tonight. And how about the We Produce More Hockey Players, NFL player or NHL player? It's like, take that, Canada, right? I mean, she was kind of throwing down the gauntlet on that one. And all this talk of snow, as the mayor of Stillwater, the only time I hear about snow is when our plow trucks build it up on your sidewalk just after you shoveled it. I mean, that's the extent of it. So it's nice to have some good snow news here. So I want to welcome our teams. Where's our team from Turkey? Okay, so let me give this a go. Right? Hoşgeldin Arkadas. How'd I do? We're good? All right. And did you bring any Rocky? Rocky? Yeah. No? I don't think we have any in Stillwater, but we can try and find some. All right. And next time. All right. Perfect. You'll be back. I hope you come back. And how about our friends from Ecuador? Where's our friends from Ecuador? Yes. So, bienvenidos, mi amigos. I can do this one with a little less help from the paper. But I must say, siento mucho que no haya canilazo in Stillwater. Sí, canilazo? And no empanadas here either. But welcome to Stillwater. We're very happy to have you here. And where's our team from Germany? Where's our German team? We've got... Now, welcome in Freunde, but that's as far as my German's going to go tonight. That's a rough language, but thank you all so much for coming. And my friends from Canada, hey, how are you? I tried to make sure there's some Molson back there, so we're good, eh? And we can't forget our friends from Milwaukee, Packers. Wait, no, I'm just kidding. I was born in Milwaukee. I went to school in Madison, but we're very happy to have you here as well. And also our friends from Canada, for the ones from Montreal, at least, I'm sorry, French. Bonjour, yes, bonjour, right? We got you, something. And of course, our team's from Minnesota, right? We've got home snow advantage. Right, so I expect to see a good showing from our Minnesota fans. But I want to thank everybody for showing up and for doing what we do and showing the rest of the state and the world and having all eyes on our community. I couldn't be more proud. But I do want to give a special shout out to our public safety folks. Our chief of police is here tonight. Why don't you stand up, Brian? Come on up. Our public safety folks, our chief of police, our police department, our fire department, our EMS are second to none, and they're here to keep us safe during this event. They've been absolutely wonderful in working with us on this event, so thank you, Chief, for all of your efforts. And good luck in the competition, everybody. Enjoy your time in Stillwater.
I wouldn't want to trade anybody else in the mayor category. I think we'll stick with what we got there. All seriousness, just a character of a guy, but it's easy to lead when there's nothing going wrong anywhere. It's pretty easy to see who the real leaders are and who is in this for the long haul when we have a global pandemic. And I'm telling you what, the business community here in Stillwater has been amazing, and it starts at the top. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, snow sculpting. It might be new to some of us in here. The championship is new to Stillwater, but snow sculpting is not new. It's got a very rich and storied tradition. It's got a very, very tight-knit and strong community. It's a family. And so to enlighten us on this, I'm very happy to introduce yet another person with a way, way cooler job title than I have. Please welcome the Senior Vice President of Winter Fun USA, Melinda Kemper-Pearson.
I'm not tall either. Welcome, and thank you, everybody. There we go. Thank you, dear. You got me? All right. Thank you, Stomper. So, historian, senior vice president. I'm not that important. I just really love being around this community. Fred, would you like to come up and help with a little bit of a presentation here? Fred is our CEO. We're going to give you a little history on snow sculpting. Oh. So, as a historian, I can do a lot of research, and I found a lot of fun stuff. And this is quite interesting. Originally, in 1886, the first winter carnival was here in Minnesota, which was quite interesting. And the reason being, in 1885, a New York reporter wrote that Minnesota, and particularly St. Paul, was another Siberia, and it was unfit for human habitation. So offended by the attack on their city, the Chamber of Commerce, go figure, decided to prove that not only was Minnesota and St. Paul habitable, but that its citizens were much alive during the winter, their most dominant season. So they had to have a winter carnival held here in Minnesota. So it kind of comes full circle that we're here doing the world event. So that began in 1886. You can see the ice castle here from 1887. There was a Harbin Festival in China in 1963, and Quebec in 1973. Cheers, eh? The world's largest snow sculpture. Look this up in the Guinness Book of World Records. Stillwater, I challenge you next year. I see Robin, I see the wheels turning. 3,398 cubic meters. This one is the largest, and it was done in 2007. Events are sanctioned by an international association, the Association of Snow and Ice. You can see some of the sculptures that they have here. So Fred received a proclamation from the International Association of Snow and Ice today, officially sanctioning Minnesota World Event as a sanctioned international event.
So, 37 years ago, a gentleman by the name of Don Berg started the United States National Snow Sculpting Championship, and at the same time, he founded the International Association of Snow and Ice Carving with Johanni Lilleberg, and they're both still at it today. But I will try to read this, Melinda. I'm not very good at reading, and I get emotional, but that's okay. So stay in the microphone. Thank you, Mike. Mike is one of our snow stomping crew, and that's my son, Danny. And he's also, they're both drummers and amazing musicians, and thanks for handling the microphone. So I will try and read this here. And it's a little broken English, but we're hearing a little bit of that from a lot of our international teams, but it's all good. So snow sculpting events have brought joy and happiness to millions of people over 50 years. They have also brought artists every winter together to meet each other and develop this wonderful art form. The World Snow Sculpting Championship in Stillwater, Minnesota, starting today, is the new add to the International Society. I am convinced this is going to be a great success. We have more and more artists around the world interested in winter art, and organizers of competitions have a long experience of producing world-class events and even on the Olympic level. Congratulations to all organizers of the competition. You have done a great job this week under difficult circumstances of the pandemic. Good luck to the participating sculptors in carrying out this safely with unique plans. Best regards from Finland, the land of beautiful winter, Johanni Lilleberg. So really nice. Johanni, she had on the screen here earlier the Harbin Winter Carnival where they built that. Johanni helped start that. Johanni hopes to be here next year. So he sanctions all the international events. From a background of what we do, I mentioned Don Berg, and 27 years ago he asked me if I wanted to get involved with his event. And he was moving it to Lake Geneva for the first time. And I said, sure, what would you like me to do? And he says, well, you're a big guy and you have big feet. You'd be a good snow stomper. so, you know, I kind of joke and say, and now I'm the CEO, sort of rags to riches, but there weren't a lot of riches along the way. But I've learned to love this sport, and the teams that do this is just amazing. So we're hoping that 27 years from now, you're going to be celebrating the 27th annual World Snow Sculpting Championship right here in Stillwater. And there's so many people that have been thanked before, but again, from that initial call from Sarah to then meeting Robin and having Zoom calls and being up here a few times, we just fell in love with the city. We talked to a lot of different cities, but this was the one city that really went out of their way to say we want this event, and just done an amazing job. There's just so many people. It's just fantastic. We're excited about being here.
Great. So just a little bit of background on Winter Fun. Fred had mentioned Don Berg. A lot of people are familiar with Don, still involved. We have some photos here of the history going back into the 80s when there was a national, it's the start of the national event. I think some of you were probably there. Who was there in Milwaukee at the start of the national event? I know we have a couple teams. There we go. Good job, guys. We do have our reigning national champions here right now. Guys, where are you? Right there. Team Minnesota, reigning national champs. Team Wisconsin. My dad started Winter Fun with Don Berg, and he did the international event in Milwaukee also. I became involved also as a snow stomper. My feet are not as big as Fred's, though. Back in 1987. So I've been at this a little bit long, too. And we're just really happy to be here. Thank you very much.
I just want to say one other thing. So I just wanted to say one other thing. So the U.S. National, thank you, Michael. So the U.S. National Championship sanctions state events throughout the country, from Alaska to Maine and everywhere in between, including Minnesota. So how this works now is if whoever wins the state event this year, the following year gets to come to Lake Geneva and compete for a national championship. And then whoever wins that national championship gets to come here. So now these state events are even more important as a foundation for getting more young artists involved. So many of the snow sculptors, no offense guys back there, we're getting older, so we're trying to attract new people. But that's the rhythm. And I know when we first did this, there was some concern that we were competing with the Minnesota State event, but we're really not. We're really helping make that even a more important event. So that's just a little bit of the rhythm, how this thing is going to build going forward. So I thought I'd share that. So thank you.
Okay, I know everybody's anxious to meet the teams. I know the teams are anxious to go do what they do. That's why we're here. But first, please enjoy a special performance from a local theater that you might know. They have a snow ice maze, right now. And we just saw It's a Wonderful Life there. Fantastic. So please, if we're ready, enjoy the Zephyr Theater. Now is the most important part of the evening, in my opinion, the sculpting teams. Let's meet them, okay? How's the blue light for everyone? I think it's just taking the focus off of me, which is good. I like it. We're going to do a little bit of an audible in the way we do this, and I just don't want it to be seen as hurrying through the most important part of the night. It's ideal conditions to sculpt right now. And so we're going to meet every team, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through the teams one by one. When I announce, please come up. No hurry, and then stay up here. And so the poor team that's announced first is going to be up here for a while. Find a good place to stand. Don't worry about it. We're going to take a group photo at the end of the introductions of the teams, and then you're free to go if you wish. Okay? So, team number 1, Team Jet Set from Quebec, Canada. The team captain is Jesse Armand. Jesse, where are you? Jesse Armand. Team members are Carlos Miguel Ramirez Pereira. Okay. And Christopher Power. So fun facts. Jesse got up today and ran for 45 minutes and ran the Stillwater stairs. How many times? 1. Anybody else run the Stillwater stairs today? Oh my word, you're kidding. There's another one. Sarah? No Stillwater stairs today? I'm ashamed. Carlos came here from Mexico to sculpt, and what's interesting is, I don't know when, I was reading, I get my dates mixed up, but it wasn't that long ago you guys were in Breckenridge as Team Mexico. Because the rule is the captain has to be from the country that they're representing, but the others do not. So same team was Team Mexico, another Team Canada. So welcome. Team Sub-Zero from Bavaria, Germany. Team captain, Francisca Agrawal. Team members are Mark Schramm and Heather, is it Friedel or Friedeli? Friedli, that's you. Fun fact is Heather's from Minnesota. How about that? So there's 2 German members there. So Heather's a former national champ. I have just a litany of fun facts here. How about a fun fact about Germany? They were the first country to adopt daylight savings time. You're welcome. Here's another good one for you. It is against the law in Germany to punish anyone who tries to escape from prison. The reasoning is it's a natural human instinct to want to be free, so why would we penalize somebody for trying to do that? So, Robin, if they try to escape, are we just going to let them go then, or how does that work? I don't know. So thank you. So by the way, I have so many notes that I'm kind of leaving off here. All of these artists on all of these teams, they have an unbelievable resume of things they've accomplished in places where they've competed all over the world. They've recently come from Switzerland and all kinds of places. So there's a lot more that we could be saying. These people are unbelievable artists, and if you watch them, Mike, the microphone man, was telling me, yeah, he stomped all the snow into these perfect cubes. That's his art, and then all these people come and wreck his art with their art. Next team is Team Ecuador. And it's pronounced Pichincha, Ecuador. Correct? Reputation for being just the nicest bunch of people ever. That's everything I read, is just the reputation, nicest guys ever. Obviously fantastic artists as well. Quito, Ecuador, is on latitude 0. 0. It is on the equator. There is a monument calling it the middle of the earth. Middle of the earth. And the fact that they're here in a snow sculpting competition is unbelievable to me, pandemic or not. The other thing that is amazing about this team is, the team captain is Milton Ramon Estrella Gavadia. And a late addition is Gregory Eduardo Salazar Saiteros. And then Alvaro Javier Gonzalez Negrete. Their description, go to the website, their description of their sculpture, it reads like a poem. I mean, I had to read it multiple times. It was moving. And I think Melinda actually found it, so she get the credit, but she found another poem. I won't read all of it, but I've read it like 10 times a day. Actually, I'll just read this one paragraph. This is worth listening to. This is just what he wrote. I am in a rush to freeze the ideas that are slipping through my fingers like threads trying to make a spider web of colors that will catch the whispers of my thoughts, volumes and movements and fading lines in the surround, charged with light and twilight, making furrows in the freezing wind at dawn. Also, obviously, fantastic artists, but the description of their sculpture is equally poetic. So I invite you to go to the website and read that. So thank you. Okay, the Turkish team from Izmit, Turkey. Team captain. I'm going to apologize. Team captain, Sayhun Konak. Is it Sayhun or Kayun? Cheyun. Cheyun. Yes. What do they say? If you know 2 languages, you're bilingual. 3, you're trilingual, and 1, you're American. That's me. Team members: Zekaria Ardinch. Oh my goodness. And Typhoon Konak. Typhoon. So when I saw the name, and by the way, their description is amazing too. I'll read a couple of things about it. But when I saw the Izmit, I had to look. That was the earthquake, 1999, and it was tragic. So I'm not going to dwell on this. It's not a happy thing to talk about. 7.6 on the Richter scale. Fukushima was 7.1. Huge. I'm sure I can't even imagine how that shaped culture and everything else there. But how about a fun fact that's actually happy about Turkey? Here we are in a winter wonderland, snow everywhere. We can thank Turkey for Santa Claus. That's where he came from. He was called Nicholas and then Saint Nicholas, and he morphed into what we have stolen and called Santa Claus. But thank you for Santa Claus. My kids appreciate it. So their description is very, very interesting, and so I wrote all this out, and I'll just there's a couple little parts here. So Europe actually means the earth. I did not know that. And there's a story about in antiquity and how Middle East Europe was kidnapped by Zeus and so on and so forth. But it says Europe should be considered the land goddess of sedentary men. So according to a belief, the earth turns on the horns of a bull, and that's you can see in the sculpture. This is not entirely wrong. It is known that the sedentary life began with agriculture in Mesopotamia, located between the Tigris and the Euphrates, and the bull was essential for this occupation. I found that interesting, so thank you. Wisconsin is Minnesota's friendly neighbor to the east, who continually kicks our butt in everything. That's Wisconsin. I love them, though. By the way, this sculpting team right here, so Thomas, can you come up? Are they here? Thank you. I love the Packer gear. I was going to end it with Go Pack Go. Your rendition was better. Thomas Kayoff. Michael Martino and Michael Sponholtz. Welcome. This is the longest running sculpting team in the world. They've been together since 1986. 1986. Same 3 guys. So you can imagine, they just got back from Switzerland, I read. Many national, international championships, too many to name, but the longest running team in the world. So I'm honored to have you here. Their sculpture is Take Time to Smell the Roses. Very succinct message. With all the challenges, stress, and worries in the world, their piece is a reminder to take time to smell the roses. It's a great message. Thank you. The Snow Cronies, also from Wisconsin. Come on up, please. Greg Morner is the team captain. Dan Ingebretson and Mark Hargarten. Welcome. Speaking of Minnesota leading the nation in hockey, Greg is a retired hockey goalie. How about that? Are they all from Wisconsin from Wisconsin? From Milwaukee? Okay. Yep. Milwaukee, significantly underrated city, by the way. I love Milwaukee. I work for Northwestern Mutual, and that's where our home office is. I go there once a year, and it's dynamite. I look forward to it. So I'm glad to have you here. I don't have a ton of fun facts other than the hockey goalie, so I apologize. But their sculpture is simply a reflection of Stillwater. And so thank you for that. The House of Thune. Please come up. Team Captain Dusty Thune. Team members Jason Quick and Kelly Thune. Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Thune? Now that is a snow sculptor right there. That's why we're going through this a little faster. They need to get out there and do their work. By the way, this team stepped up literally last minute, like a few days ago. It was really recent. So I didn't have anything to read about them. I got it last minute from Melinda, as always. But first of all, round of applause for stepping up last minute when someone had to back out because of COVID. So their sculpture title is The Repo Man. And so besides stepping up last minute here, I just wrote down a bunch of their description in just little snippets. Minds full of trauma, our minds are full of trauma, but the earth needs us and it needs our protection. I'm summarizing, so I apologize. It's much longer than this. Change makers don't remain silent. And so it's time to take back the lands. It's time for the Repo Man. Welcome and thank you. Team Snow Cowboys, also from Minnesota. Come on up, please. Team Captain Adam Turner. Team members Mike Majerus and Brian Mulligan. Sculpture title is One Person's Trash. And I'm going to read this because it was moving. And I think it would honor your friend. So they say, we have a friend who passed recently. He had a company called Trash Genie. Aside from the purpose of the company, a trash removal company, the idea of a genie coming out of a trash can gives a nod to the idea that there are many people out there that are hidden behind ambiguity, anxiety, or simply different belief systems and different approaches in life other than ours. We put labels on them and never dive in to get to know who they truly are. This friend of ours had a huge personality, big personality. It didn't resonate with everyone, but behind this personality was an even bigger heart. And it ultimately touched thousands of people. So this sculpture is an encouragement to not write people off. Take the time, find the treasure behind what you may initially deem as otherwise. So thank you. Last but not least, easily the most creative team name in the competition, the Sculptura Borealis, also from Wisconsin. These are your reigning U.S. national champions, by the way. This group is known for being exceptionally fun and a tremendous amount of detail in their sculptures. And so this is Harmonious Ascension, and this is so interesting. I'll just pick a little bit of it to read. It's basically, we all know Atlas, World on His Shoulders, right? So Atlas was forced to watch humanity evolve and devolve for millennia. And we'll go through the story of Zeus and Atlas, and the last sentence is, the strength of humanity originates from unity, and the fall of humanity will stem from division. Which outcome will you choose? So thank you. You're welcome. And please, again, check out the schedule of events. And again, I want to say thank you for being here tonight. What a fantastic event. What a fantastic venue. Thank you, Judd, wherever you are. Judd was the one who asked me about my credentials, by the way. And so I invite you to enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for your attention, and have fun.